I do what I want. They do what they can.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Mike, 380! 43! I'm coming after you! I'm coming after you! I'm coming after you! Check four! Check four! Hey guys, listen. No. Switch!
This is Carson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down.
And the Seahawks, first down.
Right, 43! Check, 43!
They'll run on first down. Carson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Hey, alert! It's just me and you. 43 is the mic.
On first down, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Wilson. Going to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. He's at the 50. The 30. 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown Cardinals. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
94 is the mark. 94 is the mark. If you don't get this boy, you didn't know.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He'll find Metcalf. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on second down. Wilson over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check three.
Now a give, right side. It's Carson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Check three. Hey, 0. You got tape.
On second down, it's Carson. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Check the backer. Kill.
19.
Run left.
Here's Carson.
Go.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, it's Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro, and he'll be upended after a gain of 5 up to the 25-yard line. A lot of people felt Johnson was a little misused during what was a disappointing 2018. 940 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns. Great for most, but not the season Johnson was hoping for. And he said this offseason, there are a lot of good running backs in the NFL, but I'm the best. And now he's trying to prove. Johnson on poke 3. Football's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece.
That ties the game at 7. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 41-yard line.
Ready?
7-7, our score after 1. Back in Arizona, 2nd quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. On 2nd and 9, Murray. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how he, one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end can be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
Murray's throw on target to Christian Kirk. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on 2nd and less than a yard. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Left side here, caught by Clay. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down. To throw, it's Murray. His throw caught right around the 6. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the play.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
On the ready, 54. Mike 54. Yo.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Check. Where? 22, check, cover. 22, check, cover.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Fake handoff to Johnson. Now here's Murray. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Murray on third down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. Before this season started, Johnson said this new offensive system would allow him to really be effective in the passing game. He actually likened it to 2016 when he had almost 900 receiving yards. He said one of his goals is to become the third player in league history to hit 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in the same season. They also noted that he loses the football a second time, and that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And Fitzgerald has got it. Touchdown, Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald, his second touchdown on the season. Here the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now it's Carson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue. You to go in that direction.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Sponge! No! Alert!
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
No gain on this defense, no gain. Check. Fresno. Switch.
They run it with Carson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 33-yard line.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. On second and 11 now. Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, first down.
First down, Seattle.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Tackles.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Strong right. We got three, fellas. We got 3. 35 to Mike. Check.
Now it's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 38-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
We take a win. Hey, check 24. Good. Check. Alert 3. Good job right there.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Check, 43. Hey. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Kill. Shift.
On first down, Carson, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Coming this way, coming this way. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Again, it's Johnson. David Johnson on his way. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Run it, run it, run it. 94 is the mark, 94 is the mark. Ready? I'll go special. I'll go special. 94 is the mark, 94 is the mark. 14.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense. Check 9, check 9. Hey, alert. Four down.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Jordan Hicks in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. powerful running. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ball game. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made, hasn't slowed them, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Check, tight right. Solo out there, check the outs out there.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 42-yard line.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Throwing now is Murray. He's going to look deep down the field. This is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Check 37, check. Gotta go, in and out, let's go. Check 52.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now it's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Now it's Peterson. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now on 2nd and 13, Murray. Throw left side, complete to Isabella. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
In your face.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
It's our time. It's our time.
Murray now on 1st down. Staying on his feet. Broken tackle. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Murray now to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. The rookie picked off the rookie.
And guess what? They're pretty familiar with each other. It's not like when I was growing up and the dinosaurs were roaming the earth and you heard about a guy somewhere. Now they run into each other at camps, going through high school ball, recruiting, college games, all-star games, you name it. A lot more familiarity with each other.
Let's go, defense. And here we go.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He gets it left side to Johnson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Murray now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now this throw caught left side. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals turning that interception into a touchdown. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, 1-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Chandler Jones, a former All-Pro, in on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
To throw on 3rd down. Wilson under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
On the return is Peterson. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. To Johnson again. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Punching it in from a yard away as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. And by the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Well, the second down throw on target, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well, great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a first and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll run on first down. It's Carson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Hey, let's pin the mirrors back. Back.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
On third down, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at about the 31. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Back to throw it, Murray. And it's caught. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and goal. At the
Second and goal from the 1.
You're not ready. You're not ready. Kill. Take that. Kill.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look.
And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he will not make it to the goal line as this try for two is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They run again with Carson. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style.